Hello, guys. Welcome back to my show, Gario with Jasmin. I miss you guys a lot. I think I haven't filmed for a couple of weeks, and I actually didn't plan on filming until next week. But what I want to talk about today literally just happened yesterday, and so I was like, let's film today while the memory is still very fresh and I'm still feeling the emotions that I was feeling the past week very strongly. So, yeah, let's just talk about this. So, I am currently taking driving lessons in Dubai. And I swear to God, I'm not making this shit up, but it is very difficult to pass driving test in Dubai. Probably only 50% of people pass the exam on their first try. I swear to God, like Google it. I'm not making this shit up. And so anyway, I'm currently taking the lessons, and unlike other countries, in Dubai they have so many stages, probably like 5 or 6 stages until you can finally get your driving license. And so this is what I've been doing the past week, and I'm not going to tell you about the result right now. What I want to talk about is what happened in the past week, okay? So driving is something that I always wanted to do, and but it's just so hard for me, just so hard. And it's very weird because I'm usually a quick learner, but driving for me is just, I don't know, when it comes to like body coordination, it's so goddamn hard. Like, I have to move my head and my feet and my hands, like it doesn't work. Nah, it's just difficult. But anyway, last Friday I have a class with my instructor, but I didn't know that they changed my instructor out of nowhere. And I was very happy with my original instructor because he was so good at it. But anyway, I had a drive with my with my new instructor, and he was very passive aggressive. Like, I was driving and I don't know why, but I cannot change lanes. I just cannot. It's just so stressful for me. So that day he was like, okay, right lane change. And I'm like, I cannot. I was just keep missing the opportunity to change lane because I cannot judge the speed and the space, whatever. And so he was like, oh, you just failed the test. Oh, you failed the test again. Fail, fail, fail. So the whole class, I was so frustrated. And please remember, like, the next time I'm going to have my exam, but the practice the previous day was just so terrible. So as I was walking home, and I just lost it. Like, I was walking on the bridge and I just lost it. I'm like, I'm done. I'm leaving Dubai. I don't care. I don't care. I'm leaving Dubai. And okay, like, I'm saying this because I actually have a license already back in Taiwan. I passed the test already. So I can actually drive in other countries because I have a license. But in Dubai, it just works differently. So I'm like, I'm done. I'm leaving Dubai, whatever. And I'm just like very dramatic in this way because I feel like I love to be dramatic sometimes because I feel like when you're dramatic, like, you let all your emotions out. And once your emotions are gone, you're good as new and you're good to go. And so, like, I don't know, I've said I'm leaving Dubai for like a millionth time, but I'm still here. But anyway, when I said like I'm done, I actually feel way less heavy almost instantly because I feel like that moment I just let go of control. I let go of everything that I was holding onto so tight, which is the outcome of the exam. And I think I've talked about this in the previous episode when I talked about spiritual awakening as well, to let go of control and let the universe take care of it for you. But I feel like lots of times we still are doing this even without us realizing it. And that time I was controlling the outcome so tightly that I was thinking about, I have to pass on the first try. I have to pass this. And it gives me so much stress that when I am on the road, I am not thinking clearly. All I can think about is don't fuck up. And that makes me like not being able to perform normally. So when I said I'm done, instantly I feel like, okay, I'm not in charge anymore because I've done my part. I have to understand, like, what are the things that I can control and have I done my part? Which the answer is yes, because What I can control is to learn as much as possible from my instructors, to practice, to watch the tutorials online, whatever. Like I've done my part, but there are things that I cannot control, which are the outcomes of the exam, if they're gonna pass me or not, or what is the road conditions gonna be like tomorrow. I do not know that. I cannot control. And I cannot stress about it. I there's no point to stress about things that you cannot control. So that's what I want to talk about today. Like, what are the things that you are going through right now? Can we have a good look at it and think about what are the things that you can control? Maybe like it's a job interview. What can you control? Yes, you can control writing a great resume. You can Google all the possible interview questions and prepare for it. But you cannot control what kind of interviewers that you're going to meet tomorrow. You cannot control if they're going to like you or not. Or like your dating life. What can you control? You can control like investing on yourself, loving yourself. But you cannot control what kind of people that you're going to meet on date, or if that person is going to like you or not. So you cannot keep stressing about it, and instead just say like, I'm done. I'm done with stressing about the outcome of the interview. I'm done stressing about if I'm going to find a good job or not. I'm done with finding partners. I'm done with stressing about if that person is going to like me or not, because that's not in your control. And when you let go of control and let the universe does her thing, you actually are going with the flow, and you're allowed things happen more naturally. And actually, I just finished this book, The Alchemist. I don't know if you guys heard of it before. Great book, guys. Great book. And I don't think I ever cried so much reading a book. I was like, I'm that shepherd. Like, guys, go read that book. You will understand so much wisdom and so much things about life. Really. I'll put the link down below for that book if you've never heard of it. But the core message of that book is, when you want something, the whole universe conspires to help you. It's such a beautiful message. When you want something, you have to believe that the universe is going to help you. And you just need to do your thing. But whatever is out of your control, don't stress about it. So actually the whole morning, which is yesterday morning, before my exam, what I was telling the universe or telling myself is, what's meant for me is going to find its way to me. Whether it's driving, whether it's abundance, whether it's money, whether it's relationship. I have this belief in my mind right now. If it's meant for me, it's going to happen. And I'm just going to do my best. I'm going to do whatever I can do right now and let go of the rest. And so I want you to have a good look at your life right now, and just to really have a think, what are the things that you can control right now, and what are the things that you have to just let go of it, because there's no use for you to try to control, because you don't have control of it anyway. And so the story doesn't end here, okay? So when I go home after this huge I want to leave Dubai drama on the bridge, I am way more calmer, and I get to look at the whole thing from a different perspective. For the first time, because like the whole week I was actually very nervous about the exam and stuff, but that moment I feel calm, just calm. It's like I don't care about the result anymore, and instantly I feel peace. And I think the reason about that is I was so detached from the result, because I understand that it doesn't matter what the outcome is. It's not going to define me anymore. It doesn't matter if I pass or I fail the exam. It doesn't define me. The act of trying does. You know, the act of me taking the class to do something that I want to do, that is what counts. So I told myself that night, I'm like, it doesn't matter what happened tomorrow. We're going to celebrate it. We're going to celebrate this trying. And I think that trying is everything. is really like everything. Like, think about people that are constantly talking about, okay, I want to drive but never take a class. Think about people that are talking about changing jobs, hating their jobs, but never even write a resume. Think about people that are talking about losing weight, hating their bodies, but never start their workout. So when you are trying, you win 80% of people already, or probably 90% of people. And so whatever that you are going through right now, like, this is like probably the most important message I want you to understand today is, it doesn't matter what you are going through right now. Either you have a plan, either you are preparing for a goal, an interview, or if you just failed something, if you fail at a relationship, you fail a marriage, you fail an interview, you fail a test, whatever, it doesn't define you, honey. It doesn't define you. The act of trying does. The act of going to the interview, even it scares you to death. The act of opening a conversation with your loved ones or your manager or your coworker, that counts. Even you probably mess up the conversation, even you didn't communicate with them the right way, that counts. That is what counts. So give yourself credit for that first. Please give yourself credit for that. Celebrate that. Celebrate it. Tell yourself, good job for failing. Good job for trying. And I think we really need to get to understand that if we talk about self-love, it's really about loving yourself unconditionally. When I was exploring my self-love journey in the beginning, I thought self-love was about like taking yourself on dates. That's why I think I had a podcast in the beginning on that, which is like taking yourself on dates, going to like good restaurant, buying food like you enjoy, buying clothes that you like, which is all true. I think it's all true. But what I didn't realize at that time is what's more important about self-love is how you talk to yourself during bad days, during bad times. Do you keep like stressing yourself out, like, oh my god, like this interview has to work, or oh my god, this person has to like me, or oh my god, like I have to reach this goal by what time, or like I'm behind. These are not self-love. I think self-love for me right now is really about loving yourself regardless of where you are in life right now, regardless of what you haven't achieved in life right now. It's about loving yourself for who you are right now, this moment. The person that is listening to this podcast, is watching this video right now, you deserve to love yourself at this moment. So it doesn't matter what you're going through in life right now. I want you guys to know that you have done an amazing job for trying, and I am so proud of you for doing that. Honestly, like, it's like I almost feel emotional talking about this right now, because I think we didn't give ourselves enough credit. Like, a lot of times we define ourselves by the result, and that gives us so much more pressure. And ironically, that actually make it harder for us to achieve the outcome, because we are more stressed. When we are stressed, we are not thinking clearly. And when we are not thinking clearly, we're not making the best decisions for ourselves. So, yeah, and I was like actually listening to an interview with the founder of the Diary of the CEO. Which is another podcast that I listen to regularly. And so the founder, his name is Steven something. And he was just saying that he actually has, like, in his company, like, they gave a trophy to someone who failed the most on that week. Whoever failed the most at that week gets the trophy, because they celebrate failure in the company. What they did is they experiment different ways and just failed. But when they fail, they make sure that they failed quickly and they learn from it, and they move past it. And that's how he built like one of the biggest podcasts in this world. Yeah, I think that's the point. Like, don't be afraid of failure because it doesn't define you, and instead focus on what you learn from it. What are the lessons that you learn? When I had a shitty day, like driving, I also like asked myself, okay, what are the things that I can improve on? Why am I so scared at changing lanes? Like I tried to like learn from it. And so like whatever that just happened to you, like you failed a job interview, okay? What did you learn from it? Is it because that they ask you a question that you did not prepare? Then write those questions down and prepare a better answer next time. Okay, or you fail at a relationship, okay? What are the things that you mess up? Is it how you communicate with others, or do you have trauma that you haven't healed? Look into it and learn from it and get past it. And still, at the end of the day, give yourself credit for trying, okay? That's the message of the day. Love yourself unconditionally. Give yourself credit for trying. The act of trying is everything. The act of trying is everything. Write that on, I don't know, your refrigerator, something like that. All right. I think we still have time, right? Yeah. Okay. So now, like, the hard part is over. All right. I haven't told you guys. I actually passed the exam. I passed the exam yesterday, and which is really funny because after like I realized I don't care the outcome. I really don't care. I came there with a very peaceful, calm mindset, almost like a fuck you mentality. It's like, what do you want me to do? I'll show you how to drive. I don't care. And so I really like just drive. And I did mess up a little bit at the end, but anyway, I passed it. But it's only the second stage. It's also interesting, like when we approach things, when we stop caring so much, it's actually easier for us to achieve those goals. And that came back to my first point. Release control. When you stop caring so much, you actually attract those things better to you. All right? So just let go of the control. But this is only the second stage. I think I still have God knows how many stages that I have to go through. But honestly, I feel so much better right now because I just know it's going to happen at some point in my life, and now I don't want to stress about it anymore. I'm just going to go with the flow and enjoy every lesson and try to learn as much as possible from it. All right, but the second story is much more like chill, but it's also something that happened when I was taking my driving lessons. So at the first class, so like I said, I have a driving license in Taiwan already. So in Dubai, they have different plans for people. Either you have a license or people that has no driving experience at all. If you have a license, you can actually take the class with shorter period. So we don't need to spend as many times as people that are truly like beginners. But for me, the case is a little bit different. I have a license, but I never drive after I get the license. Zero. And so when I said I don't know how to drive, I don't know. After I have a license, I did not touch a car for more than 2 years because I moved to Australia. And so on my first class, my instructor was asking like, oh, so you have a license already, right? And I'm like, yeah, I do. And he's like, oh, so you do you drive a lot? I'm like, yeah. Okay, I'm not proud of this story, but I lied, okay? I was like, yeah, I kind of drive. And he's like, oh, so are you good at driving? I'm like, yeah, I think so. And he's like, okay, so when was the last time that you drive? And I'm like, last August. And by last August, I actually mean that last August when I moved back home, me and my dad, we would just go to some big parking lot and we would practice how to park. And so my idea of driving is driving in the parking lot under the speed of 20 or something. But anyway, I lied. And he's like, oh, okay, so like the class happened so fast. He was like, I'm gonna show you one time how I drive, and it's your turn to drive, because he assumed that I know how to drive already. So after he drove, like it was my turn, and I was on the car, and I have absolutely no idea. Like I know how to drive, but I don't have like, you know, like it's about the experience. Like when you see like how, like when you see something, you know when to turn or you know when to change lanes and stuff. But for someone that never drives, I don't have that sense at all. So I was like messing up very terribly. I don't know when to turn. I don't know how to turn. I don't know how to use a steering wheel properly. It was a mess. And but anyway, like he teach me and everything went okay. I still get to like drive and I learned something from it. And then that was it. And then on the third lesson, at the end of it, he told me that you improved so much. You are really a fast learner. And he said to me, he's like, the first class you told me that you know how to drive, but you were actually zero. And I'm like, I didn't say anything. I'm like, yeah, I nod my head. And so anyway, that was the story. What I'm trying to say here is that, guys, just be honest. Don't lie. Really, don't lie. Honesty is the best policy, because if I told him earlier that, yes, I have a license, but I actually never drive, he could have adjusted his, learning plan for me like quickly. He could have taught me in a different way instead of like wasting our time and just watching me like driving like a monkey and like have absolutely no idea what to do. And that actually wasted my time and his time. So yesterday, like before my exam, I actually have a class in the morning, and luckily they gave me back my original instructor, who is amazing. And so in the car, he was like, okay, be honest with me. How was your driving experience with another instructor last night, which was Friday night when I lost my shit? And I was so honest. Like this time I didn't hold back. I didn't pretend like everything was okay, or I didn't pretend like I know how to drive properly. I was like, I don't know how to change lanes. Like that's literally what I said. Like, you gotta help me on this. So like we spent the next 2 hours just learning how to change lanes. Literally like just right lane change, left lane change, whatever. I was changing lanes like a crazy bitch on the road. But at the end of the class, I was getting very good at it. Like I'm not scared anymore. And that's really like how I passed the exam last night. So my point of this is like, don't lie, because people can sniff that shit in 1 second. Like either it's a job interview, it's like me, it's a driving class, either is you try to like lie in front of your boss. It doesn't work like that, because yes, you might be able to lie to people that has absolutely no experience in this industry, in this field. But for people that are expert in this industry, for example, your interviewer, for example, your managers, for example, your coach, people that are teaching this for years, they can sniff your shit in 2 seconds. And that would make you look even worse. So it doesn't help. And by you being honest, you're actually like saving time for both sides. Like for me, it's like I get to have a more effective learning plan. And for your manager too, like your manager has to know like what are you capable of, so he can assign tasks that are more aligned with your abilities, instead of you trying to say things like, oh yeah, I actually know how to do that, and you don't know, and then you spend like a whole week trying to figure that shit out. Now your manager is asking you, okay, have you done the project? No, sorry, because you don't know how to do it. And that makes you look so bad. Like that applies to like every aspect of your life. Guys, just be honest. Just be honest, okay? And yeah, and I guess that's what I want to talk about today. Actually, I did not expect to do this episode so fast, because originally I was thinking like I want to talk about this experience once I got my license. And what I was thinking about originally was talking about manifestation, talking about affirmations that get to help people achieve their goals, which still gonna talk about this in the future. But I think I was so focused on the outcome. I was so focused on I'm gonna pass the exam, but I didn't realize that if I'm only talking about that, I'm basically saying that the process is not important. The outcome is everything. That's why I only share about the outcome. And it was just not the case, right? Like I talked about this, like the process is everything, the act of trying is everything. So like the day before my exam, I was like, it doesn't matter what the outcome is tomorrow. I'm gonna share this story on my podcast just to tell people that you guys are amazing already. And really, like, when I went into that exam, I really just don't care about the outcome. Like even like I passed the exam yesterday, like I wasn't like so happy. I was like, yeah, I'm happy, but and I'm pretty sure like if I failed, I would have felt the same way too. And actually, like before I went into the exam, I was thinking like, okay, I'm gonna fail, whatever. And I was like, well, this would be good for my YouTube thumbnail. I felt like that would make people want to watch it. But anyway, it doesn't work, and I'm grateful. Okay, I'm grateful for like passing the exam. But yeah, I think like we don't need to just share about the beautiful side of our life. We also need to really like be authentic about the failure, the process, the hard things that you are going through. That's literally like I think the only good that social media is doing to this world. Um because right now, if you want a right answer, you can literally just ask ChatGPT. In 1 second, like he will give you everything I talked about on this podcast, like how like what to do when you get lost, what to do if you're depressed, whatever. Ask ChatGPT. You can actually get a better result than I do. So like I feel like what the AI cannot replace us right now, at least, is the authentic part of our lives. What makes us human, which is our vulnerability, which are our bad days, which is our failures. That's something that will relate to people more. And so yeah, that's why I want to talk about this. Even though I haven't got my license, I'm gonna get it, okay? And anyway, I love you guys so much, and it's amazing to be back. Really amazing to be back. And I hope that you learned something from this episode. And all right, guys. By the way, if you like this episode, please leave a 5-star review, or press the like button if you're listening on YouTube. That would help me a lot. And thank you guys so much. And I love you. I love you so much. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye now.